Angie Dickinson is turning 100. This is her now. Hollywood's golden age began during the Great Depression in the late 20s and lasted through to the early 60s. The actors and musicians famous during the golden age are symbols of our culture, and their work is legendary. And their popularity has lasted generation after generation. You're about to learn more about some of the most iconic celebrities of the golden age, and you're sure to hear some things you never knew about your favorite stars. Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood is one of the most iconic celebrities of Hollywood's golden age. Most of Clint's early work was in Wild West TV shows and movies. He's been a hero in so many films that the actor is practically an American folk hero. His ability to steal a scene and his infamous drawl quickly made Clint a star. When Clint started in the movie business, studio execs criticized his clenched jaw way of speaking, not knowing that it would be part of what made him a legendary actor. Barbara Walters. Barbara Walters is one of the most legendary journalists of all time. In 1974, Barbara became the first woman to anchor a primetime evening news program, paving the way for the female journalists that came after her. She had a powerful presence in front of the camera, which helped her land many jobs on the most prestigious networks and interviewed some of the most interesting people in the world. Barbara's talent helped her earn a Lifetime Achievement Award from the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences. There will never be anyone like Barbara Walters, and she's what young female journalists strive to be. Angie Dickinson. Angie Dickinson's on-screen debut was in the 1950s, and she mainly landed small roles at first. These roles showed audiences and studio execs that Angie had it in her to land leading roles. The actress got her big break in 1959 when she was cast in the film Rio Bravo playing Feathers. After this role, Angie earned her spot as one of the best leading ladies in the 1960s, starring in films like Dress to Kill and Gun the Man Down. Angie Dickinson's turning 100. This is her now. Anne Robinson. Anne Robinson is a television personality in Great Britain and is known as the Queen of Mean. Many Americans hadn't heard about Anne until she became the host of the game show The Weakest Link, where she famously said, "You are the weakest link. Goodbye." Since hosting The Weakest Link, Anne has been hosting television shows in the UK, and audiences tune in to see what the Queen of Mean will do next. Today, she's the host of a quiz show called Test the Nation. Arlene Golonka. Every Hollywood star has something unique that helps them stand out among the rest, and Arlene Golonka isn't an exception. The carefree blonde was eccentric and had a wild, energetic personality, with a magnetism that attracted audiences and networks, helping her land roles in some of the most successful TV shows of the Hollywood Golden Age. Arlene's career began in the late 60s, and she worked in the industry for 30 years before retiring to teach aspiring young actors. Betty Lynn. Betty Lynn had a successful career and was one of the funniest actresses of Hollywood's golden age. She appeared in many TV shows, films, and Broadway shows, and was also a talented singer. The actress starred in many popular shows, including The Egg and I, The Andy Griffith Show, and Where's Raymond? Betty Lynn continued acting until 2006 when she retired. The actress passed away in October 2021 after a brief illness at the age of 95. Betty White. You can't have a list of celebrities from Hollywood's golden age without mentioning Betty White. She landed her first role in 1939 in the TV operetta The Merry Widow, and she remained a successful actress her entire life. Unlike some past celebrities, people from every generation knew who Betty was thanks to her role in The Golden Girls. Anne was the last surviving cast member, and the hit show Hot in Cleveland, which ran from 2010 to 2015. Betty's humor, charm, and talent made her a successful actress and well-known throughout the United States. Bob Barker. Bob Barker is one of the most recognizable hosts in TV history. His first job as a host was on the game show Truth or Consequences, and he stayed with the show for 12 years from 1956 to 1974. The younger generation remembers Bob Barker as the host of The Price is Right, having hosted over 7,000 episodes over 35 years. He's also known for the incredible fight scene in Adam Sandler's film Happy Gilmore. Bob played himself, and Adam Sandler played an unorthodox golf player. Happy and Bob are teamed up for a celebrity match, and the pair get in a fistfight, which Bob Barker wins. Cassandra Peterson, aka Elvira. When Cassandra was a little girl, she wasn't a girly girl. Rather than playing with Barbie dolls, the future star preferred watching mystery and horror shows and had a great singing voice. When Cassandra was in her 20s, she was the lead singer to several bands in Italy, but that lasted only for a while. The singer returned to the United States in the 80s, where she landed the role of Elvira, the Mistress of Darkness, which was her most iconic role. When Cassandra became Elvira, nobody in the industry used her given name again. Cicely Tyson. Cicely Tyson was a remarkable actress of the Golden Age and was such a powerful presence on screen and stage that critics and audiences couldn't ignore the actress. Cicely often played powerful African-American women and refused to let stereotypes of politics of the era prevent her from playing roles with devotion and passion. The actress's work was considered very important, and she received America's highest civilian honor, the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Cloris Leachman. Cloris Leachman was a successful actress and had a career that wouldn't quit, and it spanned over 70 years. The actress participated in a beauty pageant, became Miss Chicago, and then competed for the title of Miss America, but didn't win. Being Miss Chicago opened doors for Cloris to become a successful actress. The actress won an Academy Award and 8 Primetime Emmy Awards throughout her career, setting a record. David Crosby. David Crosby had a very successful music career as a solo artist and part of a band. Although David loved music at a young age and played in a few bands, his career didn't take off until 1945, as one of the founding members of the band The Byrds. The Byrds didn't just put David Crosby on the map and also made Bob Dylan a star with the song Mr. Tambourine Man. After leaving the Byrds, David went on to form Crosby, Stills, and Nash, and they won a Grammy for Best New Artist. Today, David is a legend and an icon. Dick Van Dyke. If you're watching a TV show or a movie starring Dick Van Dyke, you'll laugh because he was hilarious in every role. The talented, funny man has starred in many TV shows and films, and 2 of his most unforgettable roles were Cracktacus Potts in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and the Chimney Sweep in Mary Poppins. Dick also had his own show named after him, The Dick Van Dyke Show, and is a Hollywood icon of Hollywood's golden age. Ed Asner. Ed Asner's career began in the 1950s, and he worked for nearly 70 years until his death on August 29, 2021. The actor's big break came when he starred in The Lou Grant Show as the main character, Lou Grant. The Lou Grant Show was so popular that it paved the way for the Mary Tyler Moore Show, and Ed was part of that as well. He had an incredible career working until right before his death, solidifying his position as one of Hollywood's golden age icons. Gavin MacLeod. Gavin MacLeod is a Hollywood golden age actor who first appeared on screen in 1950. Every role Gavin took on was a success, and he's appeared in many classic films including The Sword of Ali Baba, The Thousand Plane Raid, and A Man Called Gannon. Gavin also starred in a few successful TV series such as The Mary Tyler Moore Show. Captain Merrill Steubing in the hit TV show The Love Boat was the role he's most recognized. George Hamilton. George Hamilton is an icon and did something many of the most successful actors in Hollywood couldn't. His first role brought him recognition, and he won his first Golden Globe in his first role in Hollywood. That first role proved George had what it took to be an actor, and he landed role after role, and although he slowed down over the years, George is still acting today. Gladys Knight. Gladys Knight is known as the Empress of Soul. She's one of the most legendary singers of all time. James Brown is the godfather of soul, Michael Jackson was the king of pop, and Elvis Presley was the king of rock and roll, but they all pale in comparison to Gladys Knight. Gladys was constantly at the top of the music charts during the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and won 7 Grammy Awards throughout her career. The singer earned her place in the music industry and was an inspiration for many of the most successful artists today. Harry Belafonte. Harry Belafonte's first studio recording happened over 60 years ago when he recorded his first album, Calypso. The album was released in 1956, making him a national icon and a musical sensation. Harry's success began in 1956, and he's still a successful musician today. Over the years, the legendary singer has won 3 Grammys, an Emmy, a Tony, and a National Medal of Arts. He earned his spot as a Hollywood Golden Age icon, and his songs are still popular today. Henry Winkler. Happy Days was just another family TV sitcom until Henry Winkler joined the show. He played Arthur the Fonz Fonzarelli, making Happy Days the most watched television show of its time. This was Henry's big break, and his star continued to rise year after year, starring in TV and films. The actor won 2 Golden Globes during his career, and the Fonz will never be forgotten. Jack Nicholson. When you think of living legends, the name Jack Nicholson should come to mind. Jack has starred in many films, and one of his most significant roles was in the Stephen King film The Shining. Jack has walked the red carpet more times than we can count. Some red carpet appearances were to promote his movies or a film premiere, and many times to receive an award. Throughout his career, Jack won 3 Oscars and was nominated 12 times. One of the last movies the actor starred in before retiring was the multi-award-winning film The Departed, and he won an MTV Movie Award for Best Villain. Jack will go down in history as one of the greatest actors of all time. Jane Fonda. Jane Fonda is an American icon, actress, businesswoman, and fitness buff, helping women all over the U.S. lose weight thanks to her workout videos. Jane worked in TV, film, and theater throughout her career, earning a Tony nomination. Jane was also a fashion model and wrote books, articles, and blogs. Jane and her work will be remembered long after she's gone. Jane Kennedy. Jane Kennedy worked in several areas of the entertainment industry and was a huge success. In the 1980s, Coca-Cola declared she was America's most admired black woman. She began her career competing in beauty pageants and won the title of Miss Ohio. After the win, the sky was the limit for Jane, and she worked as a TV personality and sports broadcaster. Jerry Mathers. Jerry Mathers began his career when he was just a child, landing his first role when he was just 2 years old. The actor got his first big break when he landed the role in the hit TV series Leave It to Beaver, playing Beaver. When the series ended in 1963, Jerry took a break from acting to service his country in the Air Force Reserve Command and took on a few roles. After leaving the military, Jerry left Hollywood to get into banking and then went on to work in real estate. While Jerry had a very successful career, he will always be the Beaver.